Well, hello, and welcome back to the Piping Pasture. Happy International Pipe Smoking Day. I thought to do a special video just for today, about today. So, not fitting in with any of the normal categorization of videos that I offer. This is simply a IPSD special video. I'm also going to be recording and posting this on the same day, which I nearly never do. So there will not be a lot of editing involved in this as well. But I thought it important to take some time out today to talk about this. Enjoying one of my favorite pipes and one of my favorite tobaccos. Now, of course, this holiday, and we can call it a holiday, it is a holiday for the community of pipe smokers, if nothing else. I'm not receiving any gifts from my family today. We're not having any kind of special celebration at home. But for me, it's a way to connect with other members of the pipe smoking community. And I did get myself a present. I ordered some tobacco from the Country Squire. I have not had any tobaccos from the Country Squire, but I've heard Alan Harrelson talk about them quite often in glowing terms, and Spurgeon Piper, who's someone else I follow, and there's been a couple others I've seen reviews of their various tobaccos. And much like Boswell, they have a great deal in the line of aromatics, and I'm not an aromatic smoker. But just like Boswell, I found some on that did, in the blend description, sound like something I would really enjoy. So I ordered a few of those. So present to myself for this holiday of which I take part now. And in my current Meerschaum Church Warden, I am smoking Plum Pudding Reserve today. Hence the amount of relighting you'll no doubt see me taking part in. Lovely tobacco, but a bit moist. And I'm aware of the mutton chop piper method of celebrating this day, which he started several years ago. The holiday itself, of course, if you're not aware, only goes back about 14 years. And it began as something that I think SmokingPipes.com put together on part of their smokers forum in order to kind of draw the international community together around pipe smoking, which I think is a fabulous idea. It was a great notion, and it's really taken off, as pipe smoking seems to have done in the last several years as well. And several years ago, Mutton Chop Piper decided that for him, a good way to celebrate is to take a pipe that is special to you and put it away, along with a tobacco that is also special to you or exclusive or rare or expensive, and put that away and just let it cellar all year. And you only smoke it on February 20th. So when International Pipe Smoking Day comes around, you get to break out your tobacco and your special pipe and enjoy it all day long. And I thought that's a great idea. So I have been thinking about and trying different tobaccos more recently, trying to figure out a tobacco that I could do that with. And I think he uses Penzance because it's rare, difficult to find, expensive. And my first thought was Frogmorton Cellar. And of course, that was before the deeming regulations came in and all the various different things happened. And then, that tobacco became a very rare and expensive commodity. And it's nearly impossible to find and incredibly expensive when you do. I think the last time I saw a 10, it was for sale on an auction website for like $500 or something crazy like that. They had that, and they had some other rarish tobaccos and cellar tobaccos, and several $100s a 10. I was like, you know what? I can't justify spending $500 on one tin of tobacco for myself, even if I only smoke it once a year. So, in lieu of that, I just pick a tobacco I really enjoy, like Plum Pudding Reserve, which is still, very high-end English tobacco, Englishman. So there I am with that. But one thing I did want to bring up today. This is delicious. But when you go for a long time not talking and not smoking, relight becomes relight after relight after relight. But something that draws us together as a community. And I mentioned this in my new series of videos on living life well, about being drawn together around the tobacco pipe, and what that means. And I recently acquired this book I found at a secondhand bookseller, The Pipe Book by Alfred Dunhill, and it's a wonderful book. And this was published in 1964. This edition I have here, so it's a reprint, of course, but very well done. Hardback cover, very thick paper. You can tell that they put some money into making this well done. It's got great illustrations and photographs in there of some classic pipes, and it discusses the history of pipe smoking, going back to the earlier days. And of course, pipe smoking in the manner in which we do it today with regards to the tobacco usage and stuff is only a few hundred years old. But there are a lot of ancient cultures who engaged in smoking in various different ways, and this book kind of goes into that. And again, it offers that view of pipe smoking as something that draws people together. There is something important about it. And that was driven home for me yesterday when I was perusing some channels in the YouTube pipe community, which, of course, if you watch this channel, you're aware is massive. There are dozens and dozens upon dozens of YouTube presenters in the pipe smoking community. But I came across one, the Piper's Table, and the gentleman who hosts that, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going based off what I've seen. I've only seen a few videos so far, but I would venture to say that he and I have a few theological differences, owing to the fact that he has several. It seems as if there's some Norse pagan tattoos that he has on his person, hands and fingers and face and so on and so forth, and Nordic runes and so on. So I would venture to say that he and I differ a wee bit when it comes to our cosmologies and things that we hold sacred. And yet, it seems like someone I could really rather enjoy having a conversation about pipes and tobacco with. There's a great deal that separates each one of us as human beings. We are all very individual people. So when we find something that draws us together, it gives us a level playing field. We should embrace that. We can have differences of opinion when it comes to all manner of different things. But if we always concentrate on the differences, then it prevents us from coming together over anything. So, on this day, when all of us who enjoy a pipe and fine tobacco are drawn together to celebrate the pipe, spend some time thinking about that. And maybe reach out to a pipe smoker who doesn't fall within your ethnicity, your age group, your socioeconomic class, your faith tradition, if you have one, and just get together around a pipe. Light up, have some quiet conversation, and enjoy the thing that draws us together. That being said, that's exactly what I'm going to do by finishing off this pipe. So until next time, happy International Pipe Smoking Day. And as always, happy reading.